Some celebrities don't just deal with disrespect, they shut it down hard. From biting comebacks to absolute mic drops,
Shut up.
these stars didn't let interviewers slide. Whether it's a veteran comedian or a Hollywood icon, they've all had their moments when enough was enough. Here are 10 times celebrities handled interviewers with zero tolerance. And trust me, these moments are unforgettable. In March 2014, Chelsea Handler took her no-holds-barred humor to Piers Morgan Tonight, and it didn't take long for things to go off the rails. The interview, meant to be a lighthearted conversation, quickly turned awkward when Piers Morgan became distracted by his phone mid-chat.
You tweet very amusingly.
I wish you did. I mean, in the middle of the commercial break, I want your viewers to know, they must know because they're probably following you on Twitter. I mean, you can't even pay attention for 60 seconds. You're a terrible interviewer.
Well, you just weren't keeping my attention. That's
well,
more
but
an issue
that's
for you
not
than
my
me.
problem.
Well, it is your problem.
This is your show. You have to pay attention to the guests that you invited on your show.
If they're interesting enough.
Yeah, they are. Listen, it doesn't matter how interesting I am. You signed up for this job.
Of course it does.
Well, maybe that's why your job is coming to an end.
The tension only grew as Piers tried to steer the conversation back to the topic at hand, but Handler wasn't letting go of the fact that he couldn't even give her his full attention. When Piers asked her a question that had clearly been rehearsed.
What's the moment if I said to you, I can give you one moment back in your life to repeat right now, what would you choose?
It would be spending this hour differently.
Can't you try and be nice?
The interview, meant to promote her show, ended with Piers being schooled by Handler on what it takes to be a decent interviewer. It was a perfect example of Chelsea Handler's unfiltered, unapologetic personality. In 2014, Joan Rivers found herself in a fiery interview on CNN, promoting her book Diary of a Mad Diva.
My last book was on the bestseller list 19 weeks, so my producer's not a fool. She said, write another. So I said, about what? She said, well, you're funny every day. Write about what annoys you or makes you laugh every day. And that's how the book came about. It was so great.
What started as a standard promotional segment quickly escalated when the reporter tried to critique Joan's fashion choices, specifically her fur.
Even with your fashion critiquing, while it's very mean in some ways, people can't wait to hear what you have to say. Really?
It's not mean. You can. It's not mean. I tell the truth. I'm sure I say the same things that all your viewers say to their friends sitting next to them on the couch.
But the reporter wasn't done. She attempted to push Joan on her animal rights activism, asking about her fur and criticizing her for not being aligned with the cause.
Look, you're wearing a fur, and you knew that there would probably be animal rights activists.
You know, this whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
No!
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yeah,
shut up.
I'm talking.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. You're wearing fur. You're wearing leather shoes.
I'm not an activist, but I'm saying
You're eating chicken.
Yeah.
You're eating meat. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Come to me with a paper belt, and I'll talk to you.
But you did hear it in some of those press conferences. There were people who were upset, and you're just saying,
no, I'm going. I really am going because all you have done is negative.
No.
All you have done is negative. I haven't heard I make people laugh for 50 years. I am put on earth to make people laugh. My book is funny. I wear fur that was killed 15 years ago. I work for animal rights. Stop it with, and you do this, and you're mean, and you're that. You are not the one to interview a person who does humor. Sorry.
Are we serious?
In that moment, Joan Rivers wasn't just defending her clothes, she was sending a clear message. When it comes to judgment, she wasn't about to tolerate anyone's opinions but her own. In 2013, Russell Brand appeared on MSNBC's Morning Joe to promote his comedy tour.
Russell Brand, this summer he's embarking on his first ever worldwide comedy tour.
But the interview quickly turned awkward. The hosts, admitting they didn't know who Brand was, unknowingly set the stage for a tense exchange.
Joining us now, he's a really big deal. I know.
Deal.
I'm told this. I'm not very pop cultured. I'm sorry. Comedian, movie star, author, and host of the show Brand X, Russell Brand.
The hosts, instead of acknowledging his point, joked about his accent, mocking him in a manner that seemed more about objectifying him than respecting his work.
Funny, the accent, you know, when I see him in person, it's totally fine. Forgetting Sarah Marshall or the TV show, it's fine. But on satellite radio in the car, I can't understand a single joke you say.
You can't understand it.
Can you understand me?
I think I'm just this is my first
Brand experience?
Brand, yeah. I think it's not listening to him, it's experience. It's just sort of taking it all in.
Calling out their casual disregard for him as a guest.
You are talking about me as if I'm not here and as if I'm an extraterrestrial. You know I'm from a country that's near to you.
Window dummy. We're just sort of admiring the whole, you know, it's the whole thing, isn't it?
Well, thank you for your casual objectification.
In 2017, Jim Carrey found himself on the red carpet at New York Fashion Week, excited to talk about his involvement in the event. But what was supposed to be a glamorous moment quickly turned uncomfortable when a reporter chose to make light of Carrey's recent painful divorce.
Hey, Jim Carrey. Yes.
What?
I've covered a lot of fashion weeks. This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine.
It was an insensitive question that not only poked fun at Carrey's personal life, but did so in the most casual, dismissive manner.
So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons?
But Carrey, never one to back down,
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
hit back with his usual combination of humor and sharpness.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now.
In 2015, Bill Burr appeared on Good Day New York to promote his animated series, F is for Family. What began as a standard promotional segment quickly veered into uncomfortable territory.
Bill Burr, welcome to Good Day New York.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Well, the show is so funny. I'm just, is it based on your real life, or is it,
Yeah, no, it's definitely based on my.
When one of the hosts questioned his comedy's controversial take on religion.
So your Christian background is part of the show, or at
Yes,
least
and
two
I wanted
episodes.
to talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Who did?
I'm telling you, you need to Google.
Oh, good Lord.
So
Instead of backing down or letting the question slide, Burr calmly turned the tables.
We did maybe 2 jokes about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
Burr wasn't going to take the bait and engage in a personal attack. Burr made sure the host understood the difference between pushing boundaries in comedy and crossing the line in real life. In 2007, Jerry Seinfeld appeared on Larry King Live, promoting his latest projects. However, instead of focusing on his new endeavors, the interview quickly turned sideways when Larry King made a dismissive comment about the end of Seinfeld, the show that had cemented Jerry's place in television history.
180 episodes. You gave it up, right? I did. So. They didn't cancel you. You canceled them.
Seinfeld, taken aback by the comment, didn't let it slide.
You're not aware of this? No, I'm asking you. You think I got canceled? Are you under the impression that I got canceled? Have I hurt you, Jerry? I thought that was pretty well documented. Is this still CNN? Don't most shows go down a little? Most people do also. But... Yeah, no, I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
Seinfeld's correction wasn't just about defending his career. It was a clear statement of control.
75 million viewers last episode. Boy, you don't take it so bad. Well, that's the big difference between being canceled and being #1. Okay.
In 2022, Shane Gillis appeared on the Flagrant podcast, ready to promote his latest comedy special.
They have a live special, and they're going to sell it through the website. What's the website?
GillyandKeeves.tv. It was supposed to be a fun discussion, quickly turned sour when the hosts made a distasteful joke about his appearance. The comment wasn't just a cheap shot at Gillis. It mocked people with Down syndrome.
Bro, Shane actually has been working out, dude. This is... Let's see it. Hold on. That's crazy. Oh, my God. Bro, you look good. Is this from West Point?
Gillis, visibly uncomfortable, didn't let the joke slide.
I don't think that's funny.
But, yeah, I see that. I see why.
By the way,
that's wow.
These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
wait a minute.
Let's bring it up and mock them. That's dude. That's
We're
a
mocking
dude.
you. We're mocking
By
you. Yeah, yeah.
using them as an insult.
Using.
At the 2022 Vanity Fair Oscars after party, Tiffany Haddish was unexpectedly confronted by a reporter
Do a little costume change.
referring to Haddish's stunning evening gown.
I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce & Gabbana. It's called an evening gown, darling. This is not, no one's paying me for this. I paid for it. It's custom. Thank you.
The reporter, realizing the misstep, tried to backpedal.
Time of death for me right now. You look gorgeous.
This is not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like.
From Chelsea Handler's sharp wit to Tiffany Haddish's unshakable confidence, these celebrities showed that when it comes to disrespect, there's no room for hesitation. Whether it was confronting poor interview questions, shutting down intrusive remarks, or defending their personal choices, each one of them handled the situation assertively and unapologetically. So how would you handle it if you found yourself in a similar position? Would you back down, or would you take a stand like these stars did? It's a reminder that standing up for yourself isn't just about defending your dignity in the moment. It's about setting the tone for how others treat you in the future. Remember, it's not just about standing up for yourself. It's about setting the tone for how others treat you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more entertaining celebrity news and gossip. You don't want to miss what's coming next.